Hello, everyone, and welcome back to mistergeminian. And this is the love reading for Taurus for February. Please like, subscribe, and share. I am trying to grow my channel. And let me see what information I can provide you about your love life, Taurus. All right, these all have been shuffled. Let's see what we got. I'm not going to do reversals. We have two pentacles again. I got the same one for Aries. You're in balance right now. I think there's a lot in your life that you are trying to definitely smooth out. It could be possibly with love. It could be with your career. Maybe you want to, maybe you kind of feel like you want a better place to maybe bring someone over, or you don't have enough to offer somebody. We have the moon. There's a lot of things hidden to you right now. I think you could be closed off to some of this guidance and downloads that are there, but don't worry. There is a path waiting for you, and you will come out of this kind of little moment of chaos. I know you feel like you don't know where you're headed, especially with your love life, but it's going to make clear. I think once you get out of the dark here, it's really going to let you know that there's not going to be as much confusion. There's going to be more clarity. Then we have the Queen of Swords. You really need to stay very clear-headed right now. Don't be very emotional. So let's just say that we come in. Let's just say you don't have someone Taurus for February. Don't feel like you're a loser or you're unlovable. No, man. Like it's just not your time yet. And remember, that's a very, I like celebrating it when I have somebody, but if I don't, it is a very commercial holiday. So make sure if you want to celebrate it, celebrate yourself on that day. Take yourself out to eat or order yourself something in and just like, you know what, say I'm very grateful for what I have and what I'm doing. But stay very level-headed. Don't let your emotions get the best of you, Taurus. And hey, out of anyone, you're the one that's very good at that. And then what's the last one? The Four of Wands. You want marriage. You really want to settle down with somebody. Um, and I get it. And maybe you have somebody. Maybe you're worrying whether or not they're going to accept your marriage offer. But if you're not, if you are single, you really want somebody. And you're planning a future. You have this idea. But let's remember something. Relationships are not always sunshine and puppies, all right? Like, people get hurt. They're a lot of work. Um, there are partners out there who will take advantage of you and break you. And I'm not trying to scare anyone off a relationship, but when we try to rush into a relationship because we think that's going to make us happy, we often pick the wrong people. So make sure you're not emotional, right? That was the advice before. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Pentacles. You're actually sitting pretty by yourself. And you're very, like, you have everything you need and you want. I think you just want to share with somebody. Let's see what we got here. Let's clarify these. With the Two of Pentacles, what is this? What is this you're struggling over here? What are you trying to balance? The Sun card. What makes you happy? What specifically is that about? The Devil card. I think I don't necessarily feel like these are vices. I feel that, like, for instance, let's just say you're a guy. Um, you have this idea that women got to have that hourglass figure, right? What if you meet a woman that maybe doesn't have an hourglass figure? Maybe she has smaller curves. Or if you're a woman, right, you think every guy should be over like 6 foot, and you meet a guy that's like 5'7" or 5'9". I think that's the problem that you're struggling with when you're looking for people, is that maybe your expectations are a little bit too, I don't want to say high, but maybe they're unrealistic, right? Because you have a certain list of everything you want. And if you don't find someone that has exactly it, like let's say you had 10 things on a list that you want in a potential partner. Let's say a person has 6 or 8, but you want all 10. So what do? You turn them down. I'm just going to tell you, if you're looking for 10 out of 10, those people exist, but I also can't guarantee that they're going to want you back. I can't guarantee it's going to be like, how do we know your personalities? Like, what if they check off everything financially, um, materialistically, but what happens if y'all don't match emotionally? What if they're unavailable? Or what if they're mature? Or what if they're mean, right? So that's what I'm really getting from this. What do we have for the Moon card? The Nine of Cups. You've been in the Nine of Cups. We have a Nine of Pentacles, right? So you're like, I've done everything right. I've done everything that I should. Where's my person? That's kind of the energy that I'm getting. Um, you're like, how, like, what else do I have to do? Like, I'm emotionally ready. I'm available. If you're a man, you're like, I want a wife. I want to start a family. Like, I'm looking for someone that wants to be a mom. I'm not necessarily, you want those like complete traditional roles where they got to stay home and do all that stuff. No, like, but you want a woman that's, whether you're older or not, that wants to start a family. And if you're a woman, if that's what you want or whatever you're looking for, but man or woman, you're like, what more do I have to do to attract somebody, right? What is this Queen of Swords? Ace of Coins. You're really trying to stay level-headed because you really want to create opportunity in your life. Not only do you want to create love, you want to attract love. And you're kind of hoping that being emotionally available, having all your coin, the Nine of Pentacles, you need that you need that 10th coin, which comes from somebody else. You're hoping to attract it through your wealth and through your emotional stability. But you're trying to stay very objective about it, right? You're trying not to be like, oh, why am I ugly? Why am I? No, it has nothing to do with that. I heard someone say this, and this is kind of like the chicken or the egg. Which one came first, right? Is can you manifest somebody? But what if someone's trying to manifest the same person? Who gets them, right? And I'm just going to tell you that I think the answer really is this. There's always going to be somebody who can manifest, like, it's like throwing a baseball. Most people can everyone can throw a baseball. Not everyone can throw it as far. However, that being said, let's just say the person who can throw the farthest is the one that manifests better. So therefore, this is why the point is this. If you're trying to manifest, there could be someone manifesting the same thing and they could be getting first priority because maybe they're more intuitive. Maybe they're more in touch with themselves emotionally, psychologically. So you may need to meditate more to do this. Think about this. You can't just say, I want it and stop. Are you writing these things down? Are you bringing in the wants into reality by writing it down? I've done that. I'm still waiting, but I also realized that after a 10-year marriage that was not helpful, I'm not going to just settle anymore. So I've accepted whether I'm single or I have somebody, but I'm not going to settle. So when you manifest, make sure that and here's the other thing too, and this is where it gets really tricky. The universe is not going to send you something that's not good for you, especially if you're in a high vibration. So you may think this is good for you, and then the universe is like, no, we can't send you what you want until you put in the proper order. And what you're really wanting is like, you got to have a guy that's 6'5". Well, guess what? The average height of most men is probably 5'9", or maybe 6 foot. I don't know, whatever it is. But you get my point. So you can't manifest something if you're not being realistic and grounded and logical. And you also have to like meditate. You have to be intuitive and really put that out there, okay? And then we have the Four of Wands. What is this? The Empress. Four of Cups. Make sure that you are not comparing the new people that you are wanting to attract to a past person. That's what the Four of Cups is, right? Is the universe is trying to offer you new love, and you're like, well, they're not like my ex. My ex was perfect, but she didn't want me, so I'm moving on. Or my ex was perfect, but she moved away. My ex was perfect, but whatever, it doesn't matter. It didn't work out. Okay. The universe is trying to offer you something, and again, you're having these unrealistic expectations or these standards, and you have to be careful of that, because if you really want to find love, I'm trying to tell you, I'm under the impression that yes, there is someone for everybody, but you don't have to find the perfect person. I believe people can work at it, but they have to be emotionally available. They have to have some maturity financially, psychologically, and emotionally, and then everything else you have to determine whether or not you're willing to allow that into your marriage, whether it be kids, past relationships, whatever. But those are the four main ones I feel the foundation have to be on, and you have to make sure that you're not comparing any new people that come into a past one. All right, Taurus, if you like this, please like, subscribe, and share. Comment below what you liked, and I really appreciate you subscribing. All right, and for my collective out there, I hope this was helpful. I'll talk to you later.